Welcome to another episode of Movie Rectum.
Rectum.
And on this episode, we're talking about how ass is Evil Dead Burn.
Movie Rectum.
Dude, that wasn't just a little bit of ass. That was just
What is the percentage? Are we talking like 80%, 100%?
for me.
ass?
It was 100%. There wasn't anything that I found redeeming about it.
Yeah, but it was also boring to him, so he doesn't remember it like his typical Supergirl powers he has.
The biggest sin of a movie, particularly one like this, is the sin of being boring. That's just there's no excuse for it.
Yeah.
And I could see them when after they're finished with the movie and they all sit down to watch it together. They must have been like, "Phew, let's just get it out.
All right.
Maybe no one will notice it. We got to put it in the theaters. We made an obligation. We signed the contracts. We'll take their money. That's fine."
Crazy the names who were back behind it. It was just like Bruce Campbell was in that list.
Producer Sam Raimi, Robert Tapper.
All to make this shit. I give it like 95% ass.
All their legacy.
Yeah,
Their legacy. You're gonna have to
Not like
explain
it.
to me the 5%.
I'll try.
Yeah. But at the same time, explain to me what the hell this thing was about. What's the short synopsis on this thing?
Same thing as Rise. Another family gets tormented. The Deadites have a bit more of a focus now. It's not so much torturing the family. They're looking for a dagger, a convenient dagger that actually had the name etched into it. But that's for later. Let's just get into it. So first off, it begins on an opening on the lake with two guys fishing. At least we get some kills off the gate, I think. Guy gets a call. They dock the boat. One guy ends up getting freaking boiled, which is, I don't know why. Do they have the power to do that? Just to like make water just boil? Is that a power of theirs?
I could not tell you.
I don't know. Anyway,
No.
yeah. One guy gets boiled. Other guy gets this death by hooks and fishing
And
line.
boiling. Maybe he was being boiled as well, only under the water.
I guess maybe if that's a power of theirs. Because his face, that death looked so funny. The guy disappears underneath, pops up. His face looks weirder. Possibly the guy looks like he got attacked by, I don't know, wasps or bees. It was pretty horrible.
Like a begonia.
I guess so. So anyway, both guys die. The Deadite comes up, wanders off into the middle of a freaking road, waits all day just to get hit by a car. Boom. Flashback. We get introduced to Joseph, Will, Alice, and Thea. They're having it's Joseph's birthday party. Though I will have to say the car getting hit, the car hitting the Deadite goes right into like a twerking ass scene. It's just right there.
99% suck ass. I thought that was funny.
Okay.
That
saved it. That saved the point.
It was scary. It was the only jump scare in that entire thing that was actually worth it. You gotta admit, when that came on there, you were not expecting.
I was surprised.
Now
I was surprised, yes.
it was downhill from then on, but we actually got to see that butthole.
It was there.
I mean, it was literally right there. It was like Lizzo fucking bending over.
Mm,
It's insane.
it was pretty crazy.
Why would they do that?
I have no clue.
What kind of club? Because evidently the brother, what's his name?
William.
William, the one that kicks this all off. He owns a club. I have no idea what kind of club. He's the whitest ginger dad looking guy out there. Yeah, we got some big ass black chick. Like literally her butt cheeks are going like this.
Mhm.
What club did he have?
They kept saying it was a restaurant. The family. I don't know why. But I mean, that was not a normal restaurant. That was too much dancing.
I was going to say really something bad, but
Oh boy.
inappropriate. Was it a Waffle House?
At 2 a.m. in the morning. So there's this party. There's issues between Alice and Will. They both give Joseph a gift. Will gives him an expensive $1,000 pen.
That pen was so freaking stupid.
That pen was so important. Like, it popped up, it did so much work for no reason.
It made it just established that the brother was a douchebag.
Yeah, that was all.
And it meant, and honestly, the pen meant absolutely nothing other than that they could use it later on in the
Yes.
movie. That was its whole purpose to be there.
Yeah.
And $1,000 pen.
Mhm.
What kind of job does this brother have that he could buy a $1,000 pen?
I'm trying to wonder because I'm looking at the state of this family later on. I'm like, you guys look freaking destitute. Like, you look like you were poor.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. He has all this cash, but so anyway, they're fighting. She goes outside to smoke. Staff loves her, whatever. They kind of get into it again. That fight causes him to speed off drunk, leading him to crash into the deadite before we got the twerking scene. And lo and behold, the deadites were looking for him specifically to find their family. The deadite, I guess, does the curse on them of some sort, starts chanting. Seatbelts wrap around him. It gets set on fire, kicks off the whole thing.
Since when have the Deadites been into chanting?
I don't know, but that's
I
what
know that was in a book in order to summon them,
Yeah.
things like that, but I don't really recall that being a part of their shtick outside of the TV series. Because is the TV series part of this universe? I can't tell.
is it? Nothing's funny about these
Nothing's
movies.
funny. This is one of the most unfunny movies I've seen.
Yeah. Whoever said it had any humor to it, it's a fucking lie. There's nothing funny about this movie. Barely. Some stuff with the grandma, but we'll get to it, I guess. Even then, that's not much.
No.
So, Will's dead and on fire now. It's time for a funeral. The wife, Alice, I guess, may have been out of town, not interested, whatever, but she's coming back for said funeral. She's not too interested, and the family's mad because she doesn't seem too interested either. She comes there wearing her tennis shoes. There's a construct. So I need to know the layout of this funeral home they go to for Will, and then the house they end up at later. It doesn't seem like it's more than. I mean, she ran there, right?
They made it seem at the beginning like it was the opening scene from The Shining with the car winding up the mountain. Like it was on a empty, vacant road that went for a long stretch.
Yeah.
At the beginning, and then at the end, it was literally crossing the street
Yeah,
to
she
get
ran there and it was
to
so
the funeral
fast.
home. Now, funeral homes aren't out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm
No.
figuring that they were probably pretty much in town,
It seemed like it.
except of course for their house, which was not evidently.
No, it was like in the boonies, sort of, kind of.
This movie is so
Yeah.
bad.
So, whole point of this is that the family has
Rectum.
issues. Ray Rectum. Family has issues. The favorite son is dead, clearly because he was the one that had all the
I
money.
guess the favorite son. We didn't get. There's no establishment of who these characters are other than the most basic, superficial. The brother is weak, the one that lives. His wife had no personality.
Susan, yeah.
Yeah,
Susan, she was just a wife who sacrificed everything for family, and that's her shtick.
you had
Nice
the
family.
grandmother that had no
Holly.
memory, so she didn't really have much of a story other
No.
than did you bring back what you stole? The dad didn't have anything because he was out of there right away.
Yeah.
The
She showed
mother,
up with the dog like briefly during the funeral, and that's about
I
it.
didn't even understand the mother's motivations before she was a deadite because did she know that her family, the sons and her husband and sons were abusive? They tried to say that, but there was really nothing there.
There wasn't. It was a really
Was
bad
it
tie-in.
her home or her son's home? Because they all seem to be living there.
Yeah, I don't know if they live in this house that apparently was left to Joseph after the grandfather passed away, but then they're all just I don't know, it looks like they live there.
And if it's the son's house, then why is the mother? The mother comes up to the attic because evidently you need to keep things in the attic instead of the
Yeah.
study or something like that. And then she starts going crazy because he hasn't thrown out the grandfather's
Yeah.
stuff because she really didn't like the grandfather. But it's not her business. It's not her house.
No, not at all.
I didn't
And the
understand the layout of any of this stuff.
Yeah. And the grandfather's all into the deadite stuff. He's reviewing the Necronomicon and cults. He's been going on.
Off screen, yeah, you ever see have a voiceover of him
Mhm.
and a montage of things happening.
Yeah. especially when the movie wants to take a break for an exposition, which is just the most random,
Oh my God. The
random
worst
time.
exposition ever. Yeah.
So the last thing we need to know about the funeral home really is that this is the beginning of the whole situation. The staff member goes to take the brother's body to cremate it. The dad comes and interrupts them and says, I want to say goodbye to my son. Here's knocking on the inside the casket. Fiery burning hand comes out, burns the father. He kills the staff member. And I don't know what's up with what makes a deadite at this point. Because now we're kind of like, he watched his son kill the staff guy. And then you see like the eye, because sometimes when they're, I guess, full dead eyes, their eyes fully become like the yellow
How
cat
good did
kind of
that
color.
become in Deadite?
Well, it started off with him watching the son kill the guy, and then he got it over one eye.
I know, but what was the connection? What
I don't know.
you don't get it just by being looked at.
I don't know. I feel it makes you more susceptible, maybe, because when we finally go back,
There wasn't a lot of rules in this. They
Mm.
whatever rule they decide. I think at one point it was transferred by kissing
yes, there was a lot of stuff going on.
and
with
by
the-
dentures.
Yeah, saliva. Lick them dentures.
So what is it? Either you're
know.
in the presence and you're being looked at, or is it done by body fluids? I don't get it.
Because he has like a STI. I don't know.
But then the blood rained down on that one chick
She was fine.
and she didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it by choice? Who knows at this point? So, anyway,
Are we done?
no, there's so much more to this.
God.
All right. Back at the family's house, like Don was saying, the mom's upset that Alice was invited. They blame her for Will dying. House is a mess and in shambles. Grandma has one of those stupid things I haven't seen from Gremlins 2. I haven't seen since Gremlins 2, that whole conveyor belt up the ladder handicap thing. That's there for reasons and jokes, I guess. They have a family dinner and things erupt. This is
Where I actually fell asleep.
really.
I
Yeah.
was so bored at this time.
Yeah, so at the family dinner, they establish a few things. First and foremost, Alice has no interest in being around or staying with his family or running the restaurant. The family's upset because she's not being a good wife. She doesn't care about the rest of the family. The dad, ever since seeing the son, I guess, kill the guy, is this like susceptible to the voices of the deadites throughout the entire dinner. And even earlier, when he's around the house, he can hear the sounds of the deadites speaking to him, saying, let me in.
You already put me to sleep.
Blah, blah, blah. And then finally, it all comes to a head. She doesn't want to be there anymore. He kills the dog just out of nowhere with a knife, stabs it.
Oh yeah. Did we mention they have a dog? Because it only shows up for dinner at the dinner table
And at the funeral home,
and
first
to be stabbed
Mhm.
with the fork until it's deadite.
Yes. Yeah. So he goes to attack the dog. Joseph tries to intervene, get hit with a bottle. The dad gets hurt. So then we get the dog getting a grave buried for him, and then Thea, Joseph, and Edgar all rushing to. I mean, there's only a funeral home on this place. I don't know where the hospital is or anything else
Yeah,
to help
Joseph
him.
and Edgar?
Yeah, Edgar's the dad's name, and Joseph is the son.
Oh. What's his wife's name?
Thea,
I thought the other one was
Thea.
I thought the French chick was the
Alice.
Alice. Okay, that makes sense.
So.
Mhm.
So this is when it escalates because dad officially becomes a deadite on the way to the car, and we get the first big
Oh my god.
tussle.
Oh,
And I mean, Joseph is just a piece of shit this whole time.
Weak.
Weak. He's getting his ass
Mm.
beat by his dad, while the dad is simultaneously
going out of his way to
to
kill
kill Thea.
Yeah.
Like just going for her, just over her, stabbing her with shears, tries to strangle her, closes her hand inside the door, and she loses her fingers.
And that was even funny because we saw that. I normally would have laughed at a scene like that, but we
Yeah.
we saw that one in the trailer,
Yeah.
so it didn't had zero impact.
Yeah. This is when it really gets slow because, like he just said, the trailer covers almost everything of importance after this.
Yeah.
Like literally everything after this you've seen in the trailers. But either way, then there's a gun that he leaves in the car.
Yeah.
Threatens to not kill his
They're
dad.
just leaving the car. It's literally the for some reason the dash the glove box is open instead of being in the glove box. It's on the door to the glove box going in without a holster, without anything, just there.
Just there. Yeah.
Why?
Ready to shoot too. It's not even safety. Not even safe.
I mean, it's so random and no reason to have it. The only reason that gun was there is so Ginger Dad could take it later on and shoot himself in the head multiple times.
Stupid.
That is
One
the
of
only
the
reason that
dumbest-
gun was there. Now that I think about it,
One of the dumbest scenes ever because it wasn't to
it
save
went
his
on
life.
forever too.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Oh, you're like,
No.
okay, we get it.
And they're all just watching like,
Yeah.
yeah. So either way, Joseph sucks. He escapes out of the sunroof. Thea gets her head impaled with like the top of a car seat.
Do you notice they only had one car again? And
Yeah.
they didn't. There was at no time did they seem to try and make a break for a second car, which would have been needed to go there with the mother. And
Yeah.
so, I mean,
Yeah, which actually makes it even more confusing when you get to the house. Because when you get to the house, how did they all get there? Because it looked like the dad had drove himself.
Yep.
So there was no vehicle of his there. And then Thea, Alice, and Joseph were in another car.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't explain how the mom, I don't know.
no, that's how poorly written this thing is,
Yeah.
and it's like that all the way through.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Why are you doing this? Why no quality control on the script? It wouldn't have taken much. They clearly had the money for some great gore, which the gore was just over the top. It sucked, but it was well done. You just didn't care because everything around it was just garbage, rectum of garbage. I mean,
Absolutely.
oh yeah,
All right. So what was next? Let's see.
because Joseph, right?
Oh, the van sequence. That's right. So we're back at the house. Why back happens look at the house? All I know is Joseph is
He
coming
comes
back.
And
Oh, she
then she
expedition dump first. She gets attacked by the dog, who's now a deadite, while she suddenly comes across the Necronomicon
yeah.
out of nowhere in the shed. It's just sitting up there with, like, I guess the paint and the other stuff in the shed. And she reads into it and learns that.
It was in the trash and it falls out of the trash. Now,
That's
mind
so
you,
weird.
If I would have, even if you didn't like your dad and you come across a old ass book that's bound like that, you probably wouldn't throw it away in the trash.
No.
Not like that. But luckily it falls out of the trash so she could pick it up and we can get 2 or 3 minutes of what it's about.
Expedition, so she gets attacked by Max.
Oh,
She comes in, oh my God, Max attacked me. Joe gets back right on time. Oh, he's freaked out about what happened in the car, and now Thea comes in. This is yet again another scene you saw most of it from the trailer.
thing, yeah.
Thea coming through, pulling the thing out of her head. She cheers to the family and she drinks the wax, and then leads into some of the.
Why drink the wax? What a pointless scene.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
dumb.
was just done for the visual. There was no reason for it to happen. Couldn't have
No.
done anything. Could have taken a knife, stabbed it through your hand.
Yeah.
You already pulled this thing out, so you already set the bar pretty high.
Yeah. And the mom, Susan, had already opened up the dishwasher for the stupid thing you've seen later in the trailer as well.
Everything, no doubt, everything's set up for what they thought was a gag later on, and it
Absolutely.
was. You're like, yeah, okay, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So they do this so they do this weird angle where a bunch of stuff happens, but then nothing happens at the same time. So Thea does the cheers. She immediately jumps on Susan, and they do this up above view where everyone is just kind of like scrambling, like they're trying to pull Thea off, and then not really. And everyone's just kind of like rolling around, to be quite
Oh my
honest.
God, it was such a mess. It's absolutely the dumbest. It just.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, Thea ends up getting thrown down the stairs, locked down there.
Good for her. Now, while she's down there, she shuts off the gas. She blows out the flame to release gas, but that never comes back.
That was one of my biggest questions. What was that whole thing for? Her doing that? Because you even see it later on and nothing happens with it.
I mean, the house did explode, but that would have been it was filled with gas and they would have been coughing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But that never happened, did it?
Nope. At this point, they make it. Oh, Thea gets locked in the basement. They go to run for their lives. Edgar is outside with Max, and this is when we get Dawn's scene of look at me shoot myself 3 different ways and not die.
And
It's
then
one of
just stand there. He did nothing.
Nothing. He just waited outside.
Why?
I don't know.
His whole goal, evidently, we find out that he's looking for a dagger. Whatever.
Yeah.
Because it can kill him. So they want to get it so no one else can get it. That's the whole plan here. But he stands outside doing absolutely nothing for a large portion of the movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why.
He wasn't needed yet until something stupid later on. Because you would think these deadites are strong. Each one of them can clearly handle 3, maybe 4 people by themselves. So 2 of them together would just lay waste to the family. We'd change them all. We'd be done. We'd have the dagger. But that's not how we have proper stories. Nope. Not at all. So Thea breaks in through the door and Polly's left downstairs. Only for the weird semi racist. I don't know what's up with the old lady Polly, but either way, she assumes this woman stole her stuff. And so she opens the door to let Thea out because she said she was going to return her money. Only to knock the lady over. And then, okay, this is one of Dawn's big parts. So she brings up an electric buzz weed whacker.
That she's not even using, but she has a separate can of gasoline.
She's
But it looks
pouring
like
it all
water.
over. Yeah.
I mean, it's not gas, but they poured in the weed whacker later on, pretending it's gas.
Yes.
Even though it was coming out, you could see through it. It was not gasoline. I was like, thinking, is it kerosene? Don't put kerosene in it. But why? And not only that, but it was the weirdest freaking weed whacker with a big metal disc at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
why?
why? And it doesn't even proceeds not to even use it.
No.
Not even once.
Nope.
Everybody else uses it. Well, Alice uses it.
Yes.
She evidently, that's her best friend. Up
It
until somehow she's magically able to pick up a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
What is that machine that this is?
It was a jackhammer.
Jackhammer. How?
She's ready
Those
to go.
things are heavy. There's no way. And she's holding it horizontally. But this, I skipped ahead because I wish this to end.
I know. All right. So Thea's free and she goes to beat the crap out of them again. So Joseph's such a piece of shit when he asks, so Alice, you or me, you want to go get my ex Volley wife? He's such a piece of crap.
They made him such a pussy in there for no reason.
He was horrible. He grabs a lamp, goes to hit her. She does her Spider-Man thing, is on the roof, drops back down on Alice later. Susan shows up and Susan's like, hey, come get out of here. Leave Alice alone. Thea's like, no, I need to know where the dagger is. Give me the dagger. And then proceeds to beat the way the deadites beat the crap out. And it's all slams, by the way. Like every fight is like 7 to 8 slams into something. Susan gets thrown up against the glass mirror, slammed into that like 6 times and thrown off. He gets slammed into some stuff, dropped into the bookcase, and then kicks.
All this is Evil Dead action light.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these are just elements from because that happens a lot in the Evil Dead movies and series. But this was just bad. It was poorly done. You just didn't care. There was nothing. It meant nothing to us. Gratuitous violence for gratuitous violence sake.
Let's see.
Almost.
So he runs, and the whole time Thea Deadites chastising him because he's a giant pussy. And so she's like, oh, you brave now. You're ready to kill me now. Oh, you want to kill me and not your dad. All this sort of stuff. And he's such a pussy. He runs to the kitchen. He sets himself up for the dishwasher thing. She boos him into falling backwards in the knife. Not push him, not knock him. Boo. And he drops into a bunch of knives and forks. So anyway, at this
point, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done. We should speed through the rest of this.
Okay.
I'll sit here and listen to you. Go ahead. Just explain it.
All right.
I'll just do some exhales and things like that.
Uh, we should just end it here then. The movie's Rectum. It's not very good. I don't know if there's too many other highlights, really.
I mean, well,
Susan
evidently
trying-
the grandmother going up the stairs was all right.
That's supposed to be one of the funny parts. Because she says like a quick throwaway line of, talking about how the girl deserves her money back or needs to get her money or she was a thief or whatever it was. Another expedition break. Yeah, where he explains that, oh, he knows his dad was researching stuff. The grandfather was getting them different artifacts and whatnot, and they got to go find it. Susan and the mom have this whole like loving deadite family exchange BS where they're going to be family again. And there's a scene where Edgar's outside the window and there's the make out deadite transfer of essence.
Evidently, Edgar can't come in unless he's invited in.
It's
or
like
something.
vampire rules.
It's like Salem's Lot when the vampire floats up to the window. It's like, let me in. I'm your friend. I mean, it was just stolen from that.
Mm.
Why didn't he just like reach through and grab her?
You would think.
She
But she's
becomes
so weak-willed.
She becomes a deadite because he sticks his tongue in her mouth with half his head gone.
Yeah, she becomes part deadite, I guess. I'm not really
And
sure.
she waffles back and forth.
Because she's going to give what she needs to be a family again, which leads Susan to come down, try to convince Joe to hand over the dagger. Then there's a power outage, and then that leads to one of the dumbest scenes I've ever saw. So Alice is crawling away as this spastic action scene occurs. Susan's getting the crap beat out of her. Joe's getting the crap beat out of her. Joe's being dragged, thrown up in the sky. Susan's being tossed all over the freaking room. And Alice is just crawling away until she can lock herself in the basement, which, of course, she can't be safe there until Dad comes through, takes Joe's head, bashes it through the basement door, just so he could say, find the dagger before they do.
This was supposed to be like remember you've seen Children of Men, right?
Yes.
Remember the opening where it's all one take? And it's exciting. It's great. This was the same thing. They tried to do one take in this where she's crawling through and all this, the bodies are flying, the deadites floating in the air, and it just did not work. It just
No.
looked stupid
It
and
looked really,
ridiculous.
really dumb.
And then the payoff was almost as bad as bodies. Check her phone. It was go up to the attic and find it before that. And then he's dead.
Yeah.
Now, how come Ginger Deadite did not hear him say it's up in the attic and then go up the attic to get it himself?
How did the grandfather never find it when it's literally etched, the name is etched into the dagger? That part still gets me.
So stupid. And when I saw this clip, because they released this clip 6 months ago or whatever it was, it looked great. But in context of what is actually happening, is the dumbest freaking thing I've seen in a long time.
It's pretty stupid.
And it's poorly done on top of that.
Mhm.
It looks cheap. It's not exciting. And it makes no sense how the fighting's following him like that. Even to the point that when the fighting, she's in a closet under the stairs, he pulls the son out and it just disappears.
Yeah.
But evidently they're still fighting because eventually they fall down from the roof.
But it was so random and they made no noise. It was the most silent out
It
of
was
nowhere.
the most silent fighting ever. It was crazy. He was standing up there like on the ceiling like Spider-Man, I guess.
I guess so.
Holding on to his
Fly trapped in the foot. Just chills out there.
God, this thing gives me a headache. It was so bad. Even talking about it, I'm bored and ready to fall asleep.
One thing of note since we jumped past is that Joe did eventually kill Thea after she licks on the dentures of Polly because she lets them go. Because that was another thing. The spit of the licking the dentures changes the grandma Polly later. But she ends up getting smacked in the face with the grandma's fake leg that makes her fall down the stairs. And then
Why did she even
Joseph
go down
crashes her.
to get to the fake leg anyway? So Thea's there. She's taunting grandma, dementia grandma, pulls her dentures out, sticks it in her mouth, and then puts it back into Grandma, which causes her to turn into deadite. Then immediately after that, she goes down and lifts up her skirt and goes, "Oh, where's your wooden leg?"
Smack.
Why was she even looking for her wooden leg?
I don't know.
Was she going to stick it in her mouth as well, like the dentures?
I guess.
It made no sense.
Nope. There was just a nice lean into Alice hitting her in the
Yes,
face.
that was it.
thought-
It was written just so it could come in at that moment and smack
Correct.
her in the face.
Yes.
Are
Very
these
contrived.
people that dumb, these writers?
Mhm.
Is there nothing left in Sam Raimi's soul for what he created? Does he care so little? He cares so little about the Evil Dead now that he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Kind of.
Has to be.
Seems like that to me.
He was an executive producer on this.
Yep. All right, guys. We're pretty much at the end here.
Thank God.
So the final bits is so she's ready to go. She gets the gas. She puts it into her little circular chainsaw thing. Goes upstairs.
Evidently, she likes to carry around a weed whacker with her when she's running with Grandma, and then later on with the mother, and then later on to the roof.
Yep.
She loves that weed whacker.
Yeah. And on the way there, she gets stabbed. She fights Grandma, gets her ass beat somehow, gets stabbed in the ear with the $1,000 pen. That's okay though. She finds a pocket knife later on that she decides to use.
Randomly laying there on the ground.
Just
too?
on there, right next to the pen. Not really very far.
Why
from-
was it? Why? How did either of those get onto the carpet up on the second floor anyway?
Couldn't tell you. She drags Susan to the bathroom. They have some banter about how evil the sons always were and the family's.
Why did she
bad.
take the mother?
Right after the fight?
No, why?
Oh, I had no clue. Why would you take her? She's clearly compromised and not good.
Yeah.
Which to that point, once in the bathroom, despite tying her up, I guess she kills or dies while her head's on the radiator because it like burns. She does a full
And that was so lame too. The steam's coming up, and
Yeah.
she's just waxing poetic, and you're
Mhm.
like, I don't care.
yeah. So
Don't
she
care.
attacks
Just die already.
Yep. Attacks Alice. We get the upside down strangle, shower, current scene. That ends, cuts her up, goes upstairs, starts looking for the dagger. Joe.
Wait, her magic weed whacker came in handy because the blade is strong enough to cut through the ceiling,
Yeah, the attic.
the bathroom roof to go into the attic. Now, I've been in old houses. That has to be some hell of a weed whacker to be able to cut through walls in
pretty good.
a 100-year-old house. I mean, that's insane.
Mhm.
And then where did she even? What did she stand on to climb up there and do that?
Oh,
get in
she
there.
hoisted up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a strong ass woman.
Mhm.
Because there is no way. There was nothing in the bathroom for her to stand on to get
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
So
Not to mention, so Susan eventually gets up there. This is only after, yeah, because I think at that point Joe had fallen. Oh, that's why they ran, I think, to the bathroom maybe or
they
something.
did, but then he disappears again.
He
like
disappears
does.
again.
The Ginger Daddy disappears whenever the script needed him to disappear.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like a
So-
big bad. They want to deal with him only when they want to deal with him. Other than that, they're afraid to even
It's-
bring him into the
It's
movie.
like all the Deadites are waiting to take their turn.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It really
Because
is.
at this point,
They-
Joe Deadite decides to come up, taunt the. Now he's crawling through the hole in the bathroom that Susan was at already, and Susan eventually comes up through the staircase. So anyway, she's looking for the dagger, tries a bunch, stabs him a bunch, finds it.
Yeah, and of course we get a gore exposition where she's stabbing him with random knives.
Yeah, up
You're
until
like,
the end.
okay, we get it. Stop. You're killing me here.
Yep. So she finds it. Here comes Edgar, Susan Deadite. She throws the weed whacker outside. Somehow loses the dagger in the process.
Yes,
That falls to the
She's
floor.
able to hold on to the freaking 6-foot weed whacker, but a knife she can't hold
can
on
put it in her
to. That's
pocket.
like 3 inches. How?
Don't know.
How?
So they chase her up to the chimney. She goes inside. Susan
CGI
floors her.
as the Deadites were climbing up.
It was really
so
bad. Yeah.
I mean, it was like 2010 bad.
Yes.
Uh,
And we're not even done yet because the real bad CGI is Will Vecna, who finally shows
yeah,
up later.
it looks up like her dead husband, who died at the very beginning, seems to have taken all day long to walk across the street from the
Mm.
funeral home, and he looks like Vecna and
Yeah.
talks like Vecna. And you're like, that's not a Deadite.
Yeah.
And he comes out of the house.
Yeah, this is
Does it
right after
fit
the
in
chimney
the
thing.
house?
I don't even know, because after the chimney, we cut up, Susan's head, she's dead. Edgar follows afterwards, does something about family. She chops his face in half, sets the place on fire, stabs Max. Now the whole building's on fire, and here's Will. She runs for her life. He follows her to the funeral home. What is it? She hides for a second.
Oh my! She goes into the construction that they set up at the very beginning,
Mhm.
and then magically her dead Vecna husband throws her against the right button to start flowing in the tar in the
Yeah.
tar pit that she conveniently falls in.
And stabs her ankle with the pole.
Yeah, right in the middle through the bones, but it's poking out about what, 8 inches on the other side,
It's
which
pretty
she
long.
eventually pulls out, is able to grab on some power cables because random power cables definitely come down into holes in construction sites. They don't put any of their tools away. I've been to them before. Pulls down a freaking jackhammer. And I'm like,
And a
boy,
chainsaw, but
that
she had to
thing's going,
grab that.
but yeah. But okay, so if you're pulling this down and the jackhammer falls and you're underneath of where it's coming from, wouldn't it have just beamed her, taken her out, hit her in the head?
It's like off to the side, I guess. I don't
But
know.
that's not how it went. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, it comes down over there.
Yeah.
How? And then thank God this thing's made of plastic because she's able to lift it and use it.
Yeah. Yeah, she throws a phony knife into the
Where did she get
tar.
the other knife to throw in there? The fake one?
There was like I don't know, she had like another
Did
knife.
she keep the pocket knife and go,
think
oh, I put
so.
this in my pocket?
No, it was a different knife than that pocket knife, I think. Yeah, she had a decoy knife she threw in the tar, and she told Will to go get it, and he ran in there thinking it was it. And then, yeah, he gets stabbed by the jackhammer and an actual knife. That's pretty much it. That's the end of the movie. There's not much else. There's mid-credit scenes, but who cares? It's grandma. She's still crawling around. She attacks a lady.
Yeah,
Um,
evidently grandma didn't die in the fire. She was able to crawl herself down the street. Not that the police that came next door, we can to pretend to be out in the middle of nowhere and they're not. So grandma's out pulling her one leg around on dirt roads,
yeah.
and the
No
girl
legs,
shows up and goes, "I'll use your legs, lady." And that's it for the post credit scene. Why was that post credit scene there? Oh, because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
the humor people are talking about.
we didn't stay around for the post credit scene.
Apparently, the mom from the Evil That Rises back. Don't know why. I don't care. This movie was ass.
Oh my god.
Full ass. Don't watch it. I don't know what's going on with the series. It's nothing like the way it used to be. It has none of the charm.
Oh, not a single bit of charm in this movie at all. It was dull and dingy and gray, and there was just no life in it. You could tell no one, the actors didn't give a shit that they were in there because they were just getting paid. The set was ugly. Nothing was enjoyable about this. You couldn't even
No.
latch on to the gore because you were just
Yeah.
bored.
And none of the characters were likable. And you couldn't even enjoy the Deadites for being goofy and zany or nothing. It was just
No,
a lot of whatever.
they weren't witty, they weren't strong, they weren't scary, they were nothing.
Yeah.
And then they end up looking like Vecna at the end.
Yeah.
Strange
Well.
thing. And that's the last thing you want to look like now after
Yeah.
Stranger Things season 5.
Yeah, and the final line between them, she goes into her weird flashback thing and sees his face, and it's all he's like, "I love you," and she's like,
Oh
not
my
enough.
god, that was so stupid. And then she starts pulling his head. Why was that even there? Why would he suddenly go back? She sees the real him and then starts pulling his face apart. It would still be the charcoal dead guy.
Yeah.
This isn't in her head. This is
I don't know what her powers are or what's going on or these. I don't know.
All right.
All right, guys,
Are
that's
we
it.
done with this thing? Do you recommend
100%. Absolutely not.
anyone to see this?
Nope, it's okay. You can avoid it.
Isn't there going to be like a sequel? Is
There-
there another one that
The
they're
next one
planning?
is actually a prequel and going to be before all the Evil Dead. So if you like the old ones, be ready for all of those to be ruined with something like this. Imagine something like this being the thing that started off all the Evil Deads you actually love. That's what you're going to get, guys.
Yeah. Just stop watching any of these new Evil Deads and go back. Keep a hold of the original trilogy, because that's all you got.
Yeah.
And the TV series, which was on for what, 2 or 3 seasons. don't watch anything after that
Yeah.
because it'll make you start. Because I'm actually really starting to retro hate Evil Dead because of this.
Well, after the next one, you might really, really hate it.
I'm not going to even bother with the next one.
Especially with Bruce Campbell and certain people on there he would think would have some reverence or care for the legacy of the series, or
It must be laughing at people who like it. They're like, aha, if we put out a movie that we call it Evil Dead, people will go just because this is an Evil Dead movie. This is not, these are not deadites. Anything from the original Evil Dead is void, is empty. There's nothing here. This is a possession movie. That's it.
Yeah.
Loosely attached to the Evil Dead brand to sell tickets. They must be laughing at people. That's the only thing they can see. Like, yeah, we got an idea for well, no one's going to see a horror movie no one knows about. Let's just name it Evil Dead. They'll go see it. That's what this is.
Yeah. And so the best thing you can do is not. Don't see it anymore. Let them just burn through their money, show them it's a waste of time, and wait for something really worth your money.
Better to go see Pete Davidson and Buddies.
You don't need to spend any money to do that on Netflix. It's free.
It's what's inside.
Pete Davidson is in that new movie, How to Rob a Bank, though. So there's that.
All right, I'm off to kill myself.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for another Movie Rectum. Let us know what you thought about Evil Dead. Burn. I have nothing else to say. This sucked. Bye, guys.
Do the do!